Welcome to Timberborn. This is the beginning of a new series where we are going to play as the folktales. They suit me a lot better than the iron teeth. And let's see, what do we want to play for a map here? The recommended is Plains 256 square. And that does seem pretty interesting. But I think I might like lakes. So let's try lakes. Normal difficulty sounds good. And we would like to call our settlement Beaverdom, which I've already used. So we'll call it Beaverdom Lakes. Great. Sounds good. Let's get a lay of the land here. So there's a river here. And it looks like it's flowing through this lakey reservoir thing. It's blocked off over here. Wow. This could get really interesting over time. And it flows into this lake down here. And we are here. So we have trees we can get to quickly down here. More trees we can get to later up there. A lot of berry bushes. We probably want to make our way across here. So a dam would be a good way to do that, except I probably want to put the dam further down. Ideally, I'd like to put the dam here so I can retain as much water as possible. All right, so I think that's enough to get started. So the first thing, looks like I have the tutorial tips on here. So we are going to put 2 lumberjack flags down here. And we just put them right next to each other for now. Get a path going straight out the front door and across. And we'll build those. Jump ahead tutorial a little bit, and we will just cut down all the trees in that space. That's good for now. All right, now to build a water pump, which clearly needs to go next to water. One for now should be good. Where do we want to put it? I think for now we'll put it there. See if it stays there long term. Not quite sure. Another thing we probably are going to need to do, you know what I'm going to do is kind of raise the priority on constructing this so I can start some other things going. Food, probably a flag to gather food. Start with one. Farmhouse, we're also going to need one of those at some point. And I think We might put that here. We could do carrots. Carrots are probably pretty good. And we will, for now, we will just we'll fill in a lot of this, although I want to leave some room there. Just because we might put some other water pumps and things in here. We'll set that priority a lower. So the first thing we'll build is pump, the flag, and the farmhouse. We'll see what tutorial wants us to do. All right, all the beavers are on relaxation right now. Since we have unemployed, we can add those to our district center. These are the beavers that will be hauling things. So different buildings like the lumberjack flags can employ one and only one beaver. One thing that happens with lumberjacks, they get broken teeth. So we are going to set up a station for them to fix that problem. It can also be very low priority to set up. Nobody has broken teeth yet. Yeah, get those trees cut. We're harvesting over here, that's good. I think I built too fast. I wanted my water pump to be built next. They are taking the logs over there, that's good. Another thing that'll be needed is storage. I like to build my storage where the water is not giving us fertile land right now. I don't remember what the tutorial is going to want us to do, but I think putting a relatively large log pile over here near where they're cutting makes sense. I'll set that to logs. We might need, let's see, can we store food in there? No, that would be a warehouse. That's a very small one, but it might be nice to put this next to the farmhouse and so forth. So again, these are lower priority because tutorial didn't tell us to do them yet. We'll just leave that open for now, I think. I like to show the good storage. All right, so a pump is there. Told me to build a gatherer flag. We did that. Build a farmhouse. All right, so that's going to be next. I might like another one of these warehouses here. Maybe like that. Again, low priority. So this one could be berries, while this one could be carrots. Trees are about half gone. This is a little bit of a challenge here. Stairs are locked. They also take planks to make. We don't have planks right now, and there's other wood across the way. We do not have platforms unlocked. We could start building a dam, though these are expensive. A forester's not unlocked. Do we start with any technology? No. So one thing we might want to jump ahead on is the inventor. Get this going a little bit. The inventor is going to give us technology points, science points. Let's see. Oh, we're going to leave one unemployed so the next building can have a worker. So the science points will help us unlock the stairs, which could get us up to these trees quickly and then buy us some time to get across the river and get these trees. Right now I'm also thinking about where I might like to place a sawmill. Water tends to like to run faster on the inside of a bend. So as you can see, the water's coming around and then it's kind of turning back this way, and then it's going that way. So here would be a good place for a water wheel versus here would not be. Here would be, but that's on the other side of the river. So likely we will have to move that pump because we'll want to put a water wheel somewhere, something like that. And then the lumber mill. Actually, we can already build the lumber mill. That's interesting and good. So maybe ultra low priority here. Maybe we do something like this. So that would start getting us planks. We still have to unlock the stairs though. So the inventor would be slightly higher priority. The farmhouse needs more logs. And these are birch trees, so they grow more slowly. These beavers want water. So another thing we should do is put up water storage. Again, we'll keep these as low until the tutorial tells us to do that. We want this farmhouse. Just trying to think if there's anything else we want to queue up. Obviously the thirst is a bit of a problem. I don't like how long that's taking, so I'm going to employ that last guy there. And then housing. Housing is another thing that is going to come sooner than later. We probably don't want to put it too far away from all these good things, but I also don't like to use up fertile land with housing. So we might do something like this. Maybe that looks good. So it looks like we have quite a bit of food. And it's really the wood that we are low on. So this is a little bit harder of a map to start on than the basic one, just because there's not quite as much wood around, and we need a lot of wood. In fact, I want those stairs. We need 12 logs for this. 15 and 50. That is a lot of logs. Really only 2 trees left. There goes the farmhouse. All right, so next, let's see, is there a cheaper source of power? Curious how much this would be. 40, well, is cheaper. Not by much, however. All right, plant carrots, we did that. Build a large pile, set to logs, tanks. All right, cool. We are actually working on those things. But again, we are out of trees, so I'm not sure I agree with our... Oh, look at that. I didn't see that before. There are steps built in. Awesome. So what we need to do is put these people, these beavers, to work. Up the stairs and cut the trees. Yes, do that. Do that. Okay. Too bad I didn't notice that earlier, which means we can pause these. We don't need those beavers working. We have a vacancy and no one unemployed, so that means we need to reduce one beaver here to get them to work where they need to be. Now you can prioritize planting or harvesting, and I kind of go back and forth on this. If you have two farmhouses, you can have one kind of set for each. Sorry, just getting the priority set for these tutorial buildings. But yeah, the priorities, like right now, by default, it seems nice to prioritize planting because if you're harvesting, you want a whole bunch of stuff harvested and nothing planted and growing. It's as soon as you harvest something, you want to immediately plant it so you start that growing timer again. However, when drought comes, then you want to harvest your crops before they dry out and die. So with one farmhouse here, we might switch that around a little bit as we go. Now that we have wood cutting up here, I might actually keep it up there, which means we probably do not want our lumber here. We probably want it up here, like that. And then that means we can start figuring out how to get across there. So I can't exactly put the dam where I want it right now. So we're going to do the next best thing, and that is put it right there and mark that low priority. We'll get there when we get there. Okay, a little bit of waste of logs destroying that thing. Actually, logs are sitting around there, so that's cool. All right, let the beavers sleep. They will get going on this tree business, and we still should get okay, so this changes our priorities some. We want to build the research before we start building this other stuff so that we can unlock forestry. Forestry is going to keep us going. That's very important. And so let's try to get some of these constructed yet this episode. Looks like we got 2 of the water constructed. Hopefully we can start filling those up for when the drought comes. I have this idea to put another water pump here at some point. Might look like that. We could tuck some more storage in there, and I always wonder a little bit, like, should we use up the fertile land with water storage, or should we actually put water storage over here? So it's probably, the answer is probably both. But the sooner we get the dam up, the less we have to worry about water storage. at least in the short term. Let those beavers sleep. We've got everything built. Now we need 2 medium warehouses, which is what we were building. And I'm actually going to just, oh, yep, there, we got the researcher. So I was going to say we're going to pivot a little bit and get this researcher going. We have one unemployed, so we can make them a hauler. But the research going is good. Now we take these science points and we can unlock forestry when we have 60. So we'll try to keep an eye on that. In the meantime, we've said to go build these warehouses. And I think that's a pretty good start. So this is where we'll conclude episode 1. Just to recap, we got a decent start here. We saved ourselves a bunch of time by realizing we had some steps coming up to trees. Got a little bit of a way through a tutorial. Some of these trees down here are starting to come back, but we still want to make it a priority to research and unlock the forester while continuing through tutorial. So next episode, let's try to get a forester, work through tutorial, and let's try to get our first dam built. I think that'll be a good way to conclude that if we can do it. If you like this episode and you want more of this series, please make sure to like this video. I am going to be posting another playthrough series on a different game as well. And whichever one gets more likes, that's the series that I'll focus more time on coming up here. If you want to know when that other video posts or the next one in this series, don't forget to subscribe.